Thank you for joining me this afternoon. The time is currently 4:54 p.m. Central, 3:54 p.m. Mountain, and you have a live look at a destructive storm in portions of eastern Montana, warned for large apple-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This is a destructive storm for southeastern Blaine County. Hazard: large apple-sized hail, 3-inch sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, frequent lightning, and brief heavy downpours. Source: trained weather spotters. Weather spotters have spotted large apple-sized hail with this storm here that is moving off to the southeast towards Highway 191 here, okay? So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately, indoors, away from windows, and in an interior room, as this is very large destructive hail, and this is something that you don't see too often in northeast Montana. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a small section of northeast Montana there. We're going to be watching out for the threat of very large hail, damaging winds, and maybe even a couple of tornadoes. We've also got a severe thunderstorm watch in effect back into portions of Wisconsin and Minnesota here. The main threats with these being damaging winds, potentially up to 70 miles per hour, maybe a little bit higher at times, and hail up to golf ball to lime size, alright? So we've got a busy day ahead of us. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather for portions of Montana and the Dakotas. We are going to see probably a couple of tornadoes today across the United States once again. Again, damaging wind gusts, obviously 70, 80 miles per hour at times, and then also, as you're seeing now, very large destructive hail here, like what we have going on in southeastern Blair County here, right? Or Blaine County, sorry. So this is going to move into portions of southwest Phillips County pretty soon here. So we're waiting to see if this warning does get an upgrade. This is, I believe, two different National Weather Service zones. So it's going to depend on if the National Weather Service in Glasgow gets that report of large apple-sized hail into their office, how quickly it happens. Because as of right now, Great Falls has gotten the report, obviously, and they've upgraded their warning, but Glasgow has not at this time. So, again, we just got to watch this storm incredibly closely here. Whenever we get a hailstorm this large in an area that we weren't expecting, and an area that doesn't see something like this very often, it's something that we've really got to pay attention to. So, again, going to be crossing Highway 191 soon, northeast of Zortman, but other than that, it is in an incredibly rural area, which is good. We're up there in the mountains. Back over to our midwestern mode of storms here, we can see that we've got numerous severe thunderstorm warnings all over the place. We had damaging winds of 70, maybe up to 75 miles an hour rip through southwest Wisconsin earlier. We've also had some big-time hail up to lime size. We've had a couple of storms that rotated a little bit, but we have not had any tornado warnings yet today. I've been sitting here waiting for so long now. It feels like about an hour for a tornado warning or a destructive severe thunderstorm warning to get issued so that I could go live here. And here we are now, again, with that destructive severe thunderstorm warning in Montana. So I'm going to go and pull up Stream Chat, so if anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below. Try to answer them accurately and honestly, because this is going to be a big day. Again, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather, driven by both a hatch risk for damaging winds and a hatch risk for large hail. So we're going to see destructive winds, very large hail, and again, maybe even a few tornadoes today across portions of the upper western Midwest and parts of Montana as well, right? So we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning here for our destructive storm. This has now been downgraded to lime-sized hail, of course. As soon as I start streaming, it's no longer a destructive storm. But we'll keep things going here. Obviously, we're not going to end off just because that storm got downgraded. What's up, Airborne? But yeah, we still technically do have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, and now we have a tornado warning. So we have a tornado warning now for portions of Minnesota. This is for parts of Steele, Rice, and Goodhue counties in south central and southeastern Minnesota. This is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. We have to look at this from the La Crosse radar because the Minneapolis one isn't receiving updates for some reason, but there we go. We can definitely see, I've been watching this storm actually for a while I was waiting for a storm to pop off, and this one has a pretty impressive velocity couplet. So if you're included in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe spot. In Ruskin, Epson, and Moland, Minnesota here. This is to the west of Kenyon. So again, seek shelter now. This storm is nearly stationary though. But yeah, now we are on a tornado warning in Minnesota. So things are heating up pretty fast here. I'm going to go and update the stream title. Tornado warning in Minnesota. There we go. But once again, this is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado right now across portions of, let's see here, Rice County, it looks like. So if we do have a tornado, it would be located off to the west of Kenyon, south or along Highway 60 there, west of Epsom, and east of Ruskin. So we got to watch out for this because this is actually a very concerning looking storm here. Let's get a quick update on our storm for all you folks out there in Montana. Still continuing to see very large hail with this storm up to Lime size, so we'll continue to watch that. But again, at this point, our main focus is on our tornado warning. I forgot to change the overlay. Is this actually the first time I've used the tornado warning overlay? It might be, because I was gone during the big outbreaks from Hurricane Beryl. But here we go. You can see the tornado warning text a lot better. What's up, Sam? Here we go. So, again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Rice, Goodhue, and Steele counties in southern Minnesota. Seek shelter now. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Pittsville, Wisconsin. This is for the threat of 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. That's for Wood County. So if you're in that area, make sure you are getting indoors. You're really not even going to see too much precipitation with that storm, but the winds are going to be the big thing, right? So the time is now 5 o'clock Central. Yes, if you are in the warning, get to the lowest, most interior room of your building or your home, whatever you're in. You need to make sure that you're doing that. If you're in a mobile home, you need to get out and find a more substantial structure. If you can't, lie flat in a ditch. We could have an ongoing tornado here west of Kenyon. It's kind of hard to tell because, again, for one of the worst days ever, the Minneapolis radar site is down. And now it is on the ground. So we do have a tornado on the ground now in Minnesota. Okay. That is not good. So we do have a tornado on the ground here in southern Minnesota right now, along the Rice, Goodhue County line there. This is a weather spotters confirmed tornado. So this is a tornado on the ground now. At 5:01 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located 6 miles southwest of Nerstrand, or 8 miles east of Faribault, and is nearly stationary. So, again, hopefully we got a lot of people tuning in from Minnesota. We do have a tornado on the ground right now in southern Minnesota, west of Kenyon. So, again, if you're in this area, you need to get to your tornado safe spot. Very dangerous situation here. Because we are not going to know what this tornado is doing. Because, again, we don't have a good look at it from the radar. Again, in one of the worst times possible, the Minneapolis radar site is not working. So we got to look at this from the La Crosse radar, but we can just barely see it. But that's where your tornado would be, right? Off to the west of Kenyon there. Again, as the warning says, this tornado would be off to the east of Faribault, southwest of Nerstrand. So it would be right actually in here in this area, as of right now, along Highway 60 or just to the north of Highway 60, northwest of Epsom. Poor radar coverage, who's in it? I don't know. I don't have the spotters turned on. Let's see here. I don't know how to turn them on right now, but it's alright. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado on the ground in southern Minnesota. We have a tornado warning for northeastern Steele, southwestern Goodhue, and southeastern Rice counties. At 5:01 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located 6 miles southwest of Nerstrand, or 8 miles east of Faribault, and is nearly stationary. Hazard, damaging tornado and golf ball-sized hail off to the west of Kenyon. Again, this is a very dangerous situation for everybody to the west of Kenyon. Even in Kenyon at this point, I think it would be best to seek shelter because this storm is rapidly approaching you. I mean, it's not rapidly approaching you, but the thing is, it's so close to you, right? So I'm kind of surprised the tornado warning does not include Kenyon, but it just barely clips the far western side of town there along Highway 60. It does include areas like 16th Avenue Way here, so all these little communities here on the west, greater western portions of Kenyon, but downtown Kenyon right now is not included in this warning, surprisingly. But if you're in Kenyon, you're getting some heavy rain, you're getting some lightning, the tornado sirens are hopefully going off, because again, this is actually a pretty serious situation for Kenyon. So you need to be in that tornado safe spot. But yeah. So again, tornado on the ground right now. What's up, Goose Man? Yeah, this is in southern Minnesota. Let's quickly get an update on our Montana storm here with the lime-sized hail. Yeah, still very intense there with DVZ values reaching 70. So, again, if you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. Our storm that is producing the tornado in Minnesota is also producing golf ball-sized hail, so that's something to look out for. Again, right now your tornado will be located right in there off to the west of Kenyon along or near Highway 60. So again, if you're in this area, we need you to get to your tornado safe spot as this is a dangerous storm. But anyway, kind of thought of a way to fix you not really being able to read the text at the top. Obviously, I'm not going to fix it right now while we have an ongoing tornado, but if we get to a more calm period of the stream, I might try and fix that. Okay, we can much more clearly see the velocity couplet right now, so your tornado is actually southwest of Kenyon, to the south of Highway 60 here. This is ripping right in between Epsom and Moline, so if you're in this area, again, you got to get into an interior room if you can't get underground, but we really prefer you to be underground in a situation like this. This is a really dangerous storm. Again, actively producing a tornado, and we can't really see that well where the tornado is at. But again, right now we think it's near the intersection of 19 and 26 there, that being Larson Avenue and County Highway 12. That's where we think the tornado is, as of right now. And again, this is going to continue to head eastward. It's going to go towards Kenyon and Skyberg, so we'll see what happens here. But again, I mean, for the most part, actually, it's stationary, so it's really not going to be moving that way too fast. Probably moving off to the east at like 2 or 3 miles per hour. It's really a very slow-moving storm here. But again, that's pretty clear where our velocity couplet is. So the bad news is if this tornado really is stationary, it is sitting right on top of some structures out here. So that is obviously not good. Looks like we've got ourselves a pretty dangerous situation out here for folks in between Epsom and Moline. I mean, you could be dealing with the tornado on top of you for, multiple minutes at a time. Worst case scenario, so not good. Is there a CC drop? Not that we can see, because we are looking tens of thousands of feet up into the atmosphere here because of how far we are away from the radar site. But if we were looking from this radar site here, southwest of Minneapolis, we may be able to see something. But again, the problem is that radar site is out right now. It's not working properly. So again, luckily we do see a pretty clear velocity couplet. We were just barely outside of the radar data zone earlier, but now we are here, and we can clearly see that tornado south of Epsom. Again, moving towards Kenyon and Skyberg over the next several minutes, so you need to be in that tornado safe spot if you're in Epsom or Moline, or in between. Again, we only have one ongoing tornado right now, one ongoing tornado warning. But this is actually a pretty concerning one because, once again, it's almost stationary. Whenever we have stationary tornadoes that can cause, very serious damage to the areas that they're, staying on top of. And we got homes out here. Looks like we got a little farmstead or something that's on top of right now. So that is not good. We've got ourselves a tornado ripping through an area where people live. Never a good sign. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah, it's a very serious situation. Again, if you know anybody out here, you got to give them a call or text. Okay, we got a tornado on the ground in extreme southeastern Rice County. Now, oh my goodness. Okay, very strong tornado just went through Epsom. New tornado warning to the south there. I guess the National Weather Service in La Crosse wanted to get the warning out, but we do have a tornado warning now for West Concord, but geez, dude, this is a very strong tornado near Epsom. This is serious now. We have got a potentially very strong tornado here. We're talking about gate-to-gate shear being over 100 miles an hour, about close to 120 miles an hour. It'd be 115, 110. So we need to seriously watch this. Again, if you're in West Concord now, you need to get to your safe spot. The National Weather Service in La Crosse has issued a tornado warning. At 5:08 p.m., a confirmed tornado was located near Kenyon, or 11 miles northeast of Owatonna, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and golf ball-sized hail. You gotta get to your tornado safe spot. Yeah, this may go PDS. I don't know. This is a really strong-looking tornado, though, just based on the velocities that we're seeing here. So, jeez, dude, we gotta... Looks like it's right over a river right now, so luckily it shouldn't be hitting any homes, or too many homes anyway, for a while, but this is not good. And is that a debris signature? If that is a debris signature, that is not good, because that is tens of thousands of feet into the atmosphere. This is a serious situation, guys. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we have a strong tornado on the ground in southern Minnesota, southwest of Kenyon. Gosh. This thing is a beast. Very dangerous situation. Your life is in very real danger if you are out here in either of these tornado warnings. Again, this isn't a maybe tornado. It's not like we think it might be on the ground. No, we know it's on the ground. And it could even be a pretty strong tornado on the ground here. Just based on the velocities that we're seeing, that's what it looks like to me. I'm not going to say that it's guaranteed to be a very strong tornado, but there is a very good chance. Again, if that's a debris signature, we'll confirm it next radar scan, but if that's a debris signature, then this is undoubtedly a strong and large tornado. Can't tell at this point. It looks like that wasn't a debris signature, which is good, but still pretty tight rotation there, strong velocities. If we take a look at the gate-to-gate shear, we can see it's getting even stronger. It would be about 118, 119 miles an hour now, if my math is correct. So, again, you need to get to your tornado safe spot if you are included in either of those warnings. This is a very serious situation, and again, we have to hope that this doesn't stay on the ground for too much longer, because it's going to start to head into a more populated area soon. So again, if you're in West Concord, you need to get to that tornado safe spot. Again, this tornado ripped right through Epsom near Moland. Right now, it looks to be in an open field. Oh, gosh, dude, there are buildings out here, though. So it's going to cross over County 59 Boulevard soon, most likely, if it has not already. It'll then cross the County 13 Boulevard if it stays on the ground. Yeah, this thing is still pretty much just stationary. The National Weather Service in La Crosse is moving southeast at 15 miles an hour, but it's almost stationary. So, really not moving too fast, so that's good news for, it not being in such a populated area. But it's bad news as well, because that means that it's staying over structures, just continuously damaging them. So again, still a good chance that we have a tornado on the ground here in between Epsom and Moland in southern Minnesota. You need to get to that tornado safe spot if you haven't already. The tornado would be just to the south, most likely, of County Highway 12. So, if you know where that is, you need to get to your safe spot, interior room, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. We prefer you to get into like a basement if you have one. If you have a storm shelter, obviously, that's perfect. Good options right now are basements, storm shelters. Okay options, if you don't have either of those, are an interior room in the middle of your house on the lowest floor of a building. And then bad options are mobile homes. You can't be in a mobile home whenever there's a tornado coming your way, alright? That's really, really dumb. Cars are obviously just as bad. If you're in a car, another bad thing to do is park under an overpass. Very, very bad idea. So yeah, make sure that's, you're taking the proper precautions here. This definitely isn't the first tornado you guys have seen out here in southern Minnesota, so you guys know, or you should know what to do anyway, but yeah, looks to be weakening, but do not let your guard down. Remember, we're far away from the radar site, so this information that we're getting may not be 100% accurate. Again, worst time possible to have the Minneapolis radar site out, but anyway, Again, ongoing tornado southeast of Epsom, most likely, heading southeast towards Skyberg. We'll see if the National Weather Service in Minneapolis issues another tornado warning here for portions of Goodhue County. This does include a small section of northeastern Steele County, but that's not the area we're really too concerned about. Again, it's mainly Moreland northward, northeastward that we're concerned about at this point. That's where our tornado most likely is located. Again, where those reds meet the greens there. That's where we have our tornado, if it's still on the ground. We are up to 17 severe thunderstorm warnings, by the way. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for golf ball-sized hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds here in Montana. For the storm that was originally producing the large apple-sized hail, actually. So if you're including this new warning, make sure you're getting indoors and away from windows immediately. But it is a super rural area, so that's good news. But yeah. Again, if you're just not tuning in, we could still have a tornado on the ground here in southern Minnesota. Yep, that velocity couplet's still pretty tight. Relatively strong, so we gotta watch out here. We could have an ongoing tornado. If it is on the ground, it would be south of Epsom, right to the north of Highway 12, or along Highway 12 even, so... Or, sorry, not Highway 12. Yeah, County Highway 12. It is Highway 12. Okay. Right where Highway 12 meets Larson Avenue would be where our tornado's at, maybe a little bit to the east of there, but it doesn't really matter the, very minor intricacies here. It's just everybody in this tornado warning, both of the tornado warnings need to be in their safe spot. So, anyway. Again, currently, this tornado looks to be located in southwestern Goodhue County, southwest of Kenyon. Maybe check CC, but I highly doubt we see something. Yeah, we're not going to see anything on CC right now. Again, the only way that we'd see something on the correlation coefficient is if this was a really violent tornado, which I don't think it is. But again, every tornado is a dangerous tornado, so we need you guys to be in that safe spot. Again, this is going to be moving towards Skyberg if it stays on the ground long enough, which I doubt it will. But I don't know, it's been pretty long tracking so far, it looks like, if it's still on the ground. So, we'll see. But again, that's our tornado right now, if it is still on the ground, southeast of Epsom at this point. It's been, again, almost stationary. And I'd be surprised if this isn't on the ground, still. It's not looking any less impressive to me. We're talking about gate-to-gate shear again at about 100 miles an hour right now, 101 miles an hour. It doesn't really matter. But just to kind of give you guys an idea of the strength of this tornado that we could be talking about here. But, again, we need you all to be in that tornado safe spot. Again, I really hope that we get a new tornado warning here from the National Weather Service in the Twin Cities area. If we do get a new tornado warning from them, it would look like this. So, Skyberg, prepare to get to your safe spot, because we may see a tornado warning get issued. Depending on if this tornado changes directions or not, it may even include extreme southern portions of Kenyon. So, again, if you're out here in southwestern Goodhue County, just prepare to potentially have to take shelter. As this tornado is not showing any signs of stopping. It's been going for a while. Very dangerous storm. Again, even if this isn't still producing a tornado, it is producing very large hail up to golf ball size. That's confirmed. And potentially damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. But yeah, very concerning tornado here. So, again, not what you want to see, but unfortunately, this is what's happening here. They did go ahead and condense this tornado warning. Still a confirmed tornado. At 5:18 p.m., confirmed tornado was located near Kenyon, or 12 miles northeast of Owatonna, moving southeast at 15 miles per hour. So now the National Weather Service in Twin Cities is also saying it's moving southeast very slowly here. So, again, pretty concerning storm here. Sorry about that. But again, if we still have a tornado on the ground, it'd be located right in there, southwest of Kenyon. So, again, we'll see if this stays on the ground for too much longer here. But yeah, we're still talking about a potential tornado on the ground in southwestern Goodhue County. Extreme southwestern Goodhue County. Nowhere near the actual town of Goodhue. If you're actually in Goodhue right now, you may not be seeing anything. Maybe a little sprinkle, but we're concerned about areas to the southwest of you for that tornadic activity there. Again, a confirmed tornado has been spotted here, southwest of Kenyon. So seek shelter immediately. Yeah, and again, this is also, as Sam just pointed out, a very likely chance that this is a rain-wrapped tornado. So don't go outside and try to look for this thing. Just take cover. Again, very strong velocity couplet. Give me just a second here. Yeah, I was not expecting a tornado to be this long tracking today here. Because if it's still on the ground, then it has been here for a while. We do have a very intense microburst over Bryce Prairie with estimated radar winds at 105 miles an hour. That is in southwest Wisconsin. So we'll see if that storm gets upgraded to destructive. I mean, it's a very dangerous looking storm here. They did upgrade it 70 mile an hour winds. Train spotter reported. If I'm in this warning, honestly, I'd be getting to shelter. Over Lake Onalaska, this looks like an incredibly dangerous pocket of winds here. It's going to knock out power. It's going to knock over trees. It looks like our tornado is lifted at this point. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But, we do currently have a line of storms rolling through Chicago with some gusty winds. A little gust front ahead of all of them, so if you're in Chicago, I mean, get ready. The winds are going to come in any minute now, and they're going to come in before the rain does, potentially. So just because it's not raining doesn't mean you should let your guard down. If you're in Chicago, make sure that you're getting indoors. Yeah, I knew about the Mount Vernon one. I knew about it all. I was watching it, guys. I just wasn't live because I was in Michigan. But yeah, again, if we still have a tornado, it would be located right in here, northeast of Moreland, southwest of Kenyon, northwest of West Concord. I don't think we have a tornado on the ground at this point, but again, you need to be in your safe spot still. So, again, very dangerous looking storm here still, even if there's still not a ongoing tornado. Very intense velocity couplet. Our little microburst is really looking incredibly dangerous here. Estimated radar winds at 110 miles per hour. Now this is elevated zero point 0.4 degrees into the atmosphere, but even then, that is still potentially 90 to maybe even 95 mile per hour wind gusts at the surface. I can't guarantee that, but it wouldn't shock me. So they may upgrade this storm to destructive. It's You got to understand it's a very small area that's going to see a swath of winds that intense. Not everybody in the warning is, but Holman, Bryce Prairie, and Midway, very serious pocket of winds there. So they did go ahead and downgrade this warning to radar indicated the National Weather Service and La Crosse did. Guys, I would love to stay live here, and I think I'm going to, but I have to pause the stream for a little bit. I will be back in like 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a BRB on the screen, and as that says, I'll be right back. Again, sorry about that. But yeah, I will see you guys in a minute. What is up, everybody? I'm back. Currently, we do have an ongoing tornado warning here in Montana. This actually has some pretty serious rotation with it here off to the southeast of Zortman. A lot of it is actually contamination, though it's not quite as bad as it looks. Still, we'll kind of watch the storm, but I'm going to have to wrap up the stream here within the next few minutes. I'm kind of on a time crunch, but we got to watch that storm. And then we're also going to continue to watch our Minnesota storm. It is still tornado warned. The report of the tornado did come in, so there was a tornado on the ground at 4:59 p.m. That's when it touched down, and it obviously took a while to lift, so we're going to see if we see any sort of damage reports or anything out of Mullen or Epsom here. That same storm is no longer producing a tornado, but it still has a tornado warning with it for West Concord, so if you're in that area, make sure you're seeking shelter, obviously. Same thing with our folks out there in Montana, south of Malta. So, we'll keep watching these storms. I'm not going to be able to read chat. Sorry, I didn't bring my iPad, but I am not going to be long for very much longer. Anyway, like I said, I'm on a time crunch, unfortunately. Look at these huge special weather statements here in Wyoming. That's kind of crazy. But, yeah, I mean, not too much else to talk about here, really. So, still have a tornado warning, obviously, in Montana, and still got that tornado warning in Minnesota. The Minnesota one looks like they could probably remove the tornado warning at this point. It's not too concerning, but they still have it in effect, so stay in your safe spot if you're there in West Concord for a little bit at least. But our Montana storm is really the main focus, I would say, at this point. Again, there's so much contamination in there, but the actual rotation is kind of back here in this area, it looks like, so that would be in the middle of nowhere. Great. There's literally, like, not even any roads that go through this area. It's all just little trails. I can almost guarantee the population of this warning box is 0. I highly doubt there are any houses this... oh, wait, there is. There's a little cabin here. That's kind of cool. But yeah, there's probably not too many houses this high up into the mountains here. This does include Mid-Ale. But at this point, Mid-Ale isn't even the area of concern. Mid-Ale is good. It's just a road anyway. It's not like an actual town. It's just Mid-Ale Road. But anyway, yeah, nothing too concerning. So I think we're going to wrap up our live stream here. I hope you guys did enjoy. Again, sorry I can't stay live for longer. But hopefully tomorrow's stream will be longer. We are going to be live here tomorrow for a slight risk of severe weather. For parts of the Dakotas, Montana, and Minnesota. We're also going to be live here on Monday for a slight risk of severe weather for parts of Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. But yeah, again,